Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. We're working on reflections today. A reflection is just a flip of a figure, and it's in the line that's called the line of reflection. Okay? That line of reflection. We say in, but we mean across. I don't know why we say in. The mathematicians are weird. All right. So the point on the pre-image, that is the image you start with. Okay, so this is the starting image. And its corresponding points on the image that you get afterwards are going to be the same distance away from the line. They're just going to be on opposite sides of the line. Okay? Now, if the point is on the line of reflection, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay? It stays the same point. But if it's not on the line of reflection, then that line of reflection is a perpendicular bisector of a line that you can draw between image and pre-image. And we're going to use this idea of it being a perpendicular bisector to our advantage in order to help us draw where the image ends up. Okay? But before we get to the challenging thing of using compass and protractor and drawing and craziness, flip the page for me, because I want to do the reflections on the coordinate grid, which are actually really, really simple. Okay? So flip the page for me. Just once, we're going to look at the back of this page. When we're doing it on the coordinate grid, we're just going to look at reflections in 3 lines. That is, the first line, reflection in the x-axis. To reflect in the x-axis, the only thing you have to do is multiply the y-coordinate by -1. Okay? Notice this point B is at 7, 3. Its reflection is at 7, -3. Okay? To reflect in the y-axis, you're going to take the x-coordinates and you're going to multiply that by -1. So if I look at this point A has coordinates of 2, 3, its reflection at -2, +3. All we did was change the sign of the x-coordinate. Let me draw you the map. So if we have some coordinate x, y, I'm reflecting it in the x-axis. You're going to change the coordinates by changing the sign of the y-axis. If you're reflecting in the y-axis, our map says take our coordinate point. It's right over there. And we're going to change the sign of the x. Okay? The last line that we can reflect in is the line y equals x. So to reflect in the line y equals x, which is this diagonal right here, all we're going to do is interchange the coordinates x and y. So if our original point was some coordinate x, y, our new point is at yx. So notice my original point here at B, which is at -1, 4, and its reflection, B prime, is at 4, -1. So all we did was just grab the x and y coordinates and switch their places. Okay? I'm happy to do one example of these, 7 or 8. Yes, sir.
Are we done with people? Like in algebra?
Yeah, you probably would have seen this in algebra a little bit. This bottom one, where you flipped it, we called it the inverse in algebra. And the inverse reflects things across this line, y equals x, and so it's doing this for the inverse. Great connection, thank you. Which of these two would you like to see, 7 or 8? 7? Okay, number 7 it is. I'm going to do 1, so we have time to get to the other thing. All right, for this first one, please graph points D, E, and F. Make sure you label them. Okay, there's D, E, and F. Using your straight edge, notice the name. The name goes D, E, F. That means D connects to E connects to F, and F connects back to D. So make sure that you're connecting them in the correct order. Your triangle should look something like this. We've been asked to reflect this in x-axis. And my map for reflecting an x-axis says, take the coordinates and change the sign of the y. That's all we have to do. This means that for the point D at -2, -1, its image D prime ends up at -2, +1. Can I have the coordinates for E prime?
-1, +3.
My original point is at +3.
+1.
-1, -3. Yes. Just change just the y coordinates on this one.
Do you have to write that little apostrophe over there?
Yes, you have to write this little apostrophe because that's the prime. That's showing you that it's different from E, but based off of E. Okay, my coordinate for F is 3, -1. And so it ends up at F prime at, can I have the coordinates for F prime? What was it? 3, +1. Very good. And it's because my original was 3, -1. All right, we're going to graph our image. Those are the 3 points that we're graphing now. And make sure that you label each point. In my original pre-image, E and F were connected, and so in my resulting image, E and F are connected. In my original pre-image, D and E were connected, and so in my resulting image, D and E must be connected. In my original image, D and F were connected, and so in my resulting image, D and F must be connected. Am I out over there? Okay, unfortunately, no, I don't. That's the last one I have. I went to the store and I bought as many as I could at the beginning of the year, and this is what I have left. I'm very sorry. You probably will need to share them. Huh? A blue and black pen? I only have the one that I'm using. Thank you, ma'am. I'm very sorry. I'm not prepared today. Easy enough? All right, I'll leave number 8 for you guys to finish this practice. When you're ready, join me back on the front page so that I can show you how to do this exact same thing, but without coordinates. Now, I know that we're out of protractors, so I'm going to do the protractor portion like 2 or 3 times slowly. As soon as you're done with your protractor, if the person next to you doesn't have one, hand it over so that they can do theirs. Okay? All right. Let's look at number 1. We're going to reflect this triangle JHK across this line M. Here's how we do this. First up, we need the protractor. decide which point we're going to reflect. Let's start with H. Let's reflect H. Put your pencil on H. Now, do you notice on your protractor how you have some of these long markings that mark off inches? Those markings are perpendicular to the edge of your protractor. I'm going to use this fact. Pencil on the point you're reflecting. Ladies, stay with me, please. Protractor against your pencil. Now wiggle and slide your protractor around until one of those inch markings lines up directly with your line of reflection. You should end up not seeing it at all. Okay, see how it looks like it disappeared? See the lines 3? Line next to 3? It should disappear when we get it over line M, and we shouldn't see it at all. And you just keep sliding it around until it disappears completely. Okay? Once you got it to disappear, you're going to trace the edge of your protractor. Make sure you go across the line of reflection. Okay? So from H, we're going to cross that line of reflection. All right. Once again, for the few of you who don't have protractors, because I assume those who have protractors have already done this, pencil on the point that you're reflecting. Protractor against your pencil. Slide your protractor around until one of those little measurement markings, I'm using the one at 3 and 5, so I can get one on either side of my ruler. Those disappear. And then I'm just tracing the edge of my protractor. I'm making sure to cross the line of reflection. I don't know how far I need to go, so I'm just YOLO. I'm going until it feels like I've gone far enough. And if for some reason it ends up too short, I can always trace it, make it longer later. Does everyone have something that looks sort of like this? Highly recommend you do the section in pencil, by the way. You don't have to do it in pencil. You can do it in pen. I just highly recommend it because, yeah. All right. Now for the hard part. Take your compass. Your compass is 2 parts. Your compass has a needle part and a pencil part. Take your needle part and put it on either the point you're reflecting or your line of reflection. I don't care which one. I'm going to put it here. Then take your pencil and move your leg, open or closed, however, the leg of the compass, not your real leg, okay? The leg of the compass, open and close it until the pencil is on the point of reflection where the line you drew crosses it. You have found the distance between the point and the line of reflection. Bless you. Now, notice how I'm holding the compass with just the leg of the needle. My other hand isn't touching the compass now. Holding your paper down. Lift your compass without touching the other leg, so that way you don't move it. And then slide your compass so that the needle now is on the line of reflection where it intersects the line that you drew before. Gently set the pencil down on the paper and then twist your paper back and forth so that pencil leaves a mark. The mark doesn't have to be dark. The mark doesn't have to be big. But you're pretending that you're a DJ and you're scratching a record so that you can make a little mark, something like that. Bless you. Does everyone have a mark that looks like this? That's okay. Sure. I found this distance. I picked up my compass. I'm not letting this distance change. I'm putting the needle down on my line of reflection. Placing my pencil on my paper, just hard enough for it to leave a mark. Doesn't have to be really dark. And then I'm twisting my paper side to side. That intersection needs to be colored in with a dot and then given a name. This intersection is the image of H. This point right here. So this point is H prime. H prime. The image of H. We're going to repeat for J. take your pencil. Pencil on the point we're reflecting, in this case is J. Protractor on your next to your pencil. Slide your protractor around until one of those markings disappears over your line of reflection. Trace the edge of your protractor. Make sure that you cross your line of reflection from the point that you're on. You could, be way over here too. That's fine. You don't have to, but you can. You have to cross that line of reflection.
Bless you.
Thank you. You should have something that looks like this. This one's going to be challenging because this is getting almost too small for your compass. So rearrange your hands in any way you need to in order to make this work for you, okay? Needle on one of the points, pencil on the other, and for me that's as far as my compass will close. Lift up my compass, make sure my needle is on that intersection between the line of reflection and the line that I drew. My pencil is touching the paper, and I'm gonna play DJ and scratch the record. When I've done, I've left a little mark. This point of intersection is the image for J, which we'll call J prime. Now if I look at K, K is on the line of reflection. I'm going to reflect it. Ready? I'm done. It's on the line of reflection. Nothing needs to happen. Okay. Now I'm going to connect all the dots. In my original pre-image, K and H were connected, and so in my resulting image, K and H need to be connected. In my pre-image, K and J were connected, so in my image, J and K are connected. In my pre-image, J and H were connected, so in my image, J and H are connected. Done. Beautiful reflection. Shall we do this again?
Is that all it is?
That's all it is. That's all reflection is. It is. It's pretty easy. There's a lot of little details though and a lot of moving parts. Okay? So I can get how it can get confusing because there's a lot to remember. So let's try another one. Which one do you want to see? I have 5 left. I'll be happy to do one more of these 5.
Star.
The star? Okay, pick the hard one, why don't you? That's okay. All right, looking at A. Do I need to do anything for A?
No.
No, it's on the line of reflection, so I don't need to do anything. Now this point doesn't have a name, so I'm going to call it F. Do I need to do anything to F? No, it's on the line of reflection. So really, I'm only reflecting 4 points. B, C, D, and E. Which one do you want to reflect first? B, C, D, or E? Your choice. B. Pencil on B. Straight edge against your pencil. Slide your protractor around until one of the long markings matches up with the line of reflection. Now I'm on the right side of my line of reflection, so I need to make sure that this guideline that I'm going to draw ends up on the left side of the line of reflection. And again, I have no idea how much line I need, so YOLO, I'm just going to put a line down. You can use a regular ruler for this. It might make it challenging for you to see where the line of reflection is, just because this I can see through it. If you have a clear ruler, you're more than welcome to use it. It'll work just as well. If you can use a regular ruler, as long as you're neat about it, it's fine too. Yeah, no, that's okay. All right, taking your compass, we're going to measure the distance that B is from our line of reflection. B is that far away. I'm going to put my needle on the line of reflection. Oh, hey, look at that. B ends up on E. Which means that E is going to end up on B, right? All right, so I'm going to put here that this is B prime, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write that that's E prime.
So we picked the easiest.
We did! I thought it was going to be the most complicated. Now, if C ends up on D, then this is super easy. But I won't know until I do it, right? Okay, let's go do it. C, pencil on C. Slide my protractor around. Line up my thing. Oh, have a good feeling. Look, it went through D. So now if C is the same distance away from D, all right, there it is.
Yeah, we took the easiest one.
You did. Look at that.
We just calculated this one.
So C prime ends up here. D prime ends up here. And you could go through and connect all the points, but I mean, really? I mean, we've got other points too, right? You've got this one, which we could name G, and this one, which we could name H. But at this point, I feel reasonably comfortable saying that this thing's like perfectly cut down the middle, yeah?
You don't have to connect.
You do. You should go through and connect them.
Or we're just gonna outline the story.
Yeah, you're just going to outline the star again.
Well, we used the word time rings?
Huh?
We used the word time rings?
A little bit, but I mean, we have to do it right, you know? Okay, for me, this might happen to you. Look, I'm going to zoom in really close. For me, my compass can't get any more narrow. Like that's it. So I can't trace it. It's too small for my compass. Okay, so then just gonna label and then la la la. I am tracing this very ugly. There it is. There's my chased star. Easy enough? All right. Thank you very much.